So thank you everybody for coming here today. I just want to say my name is Shannon Schaefer. I work with the Hamtramck Drug-Free Community Coalition. Our logo is on this lovely table runner, if you've maybe seen it around the town. Also HDFCC for short, I know it's kind of a long name. We are a program of the Piast Institute, partially funded by the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network. And today I have the distinct privilege of introducing two local Hamtramck authors on their recently published book, Sunkissed, which we have here as well. I want to introduce them briefly. So one of our authors, Shubhamita Day, is a Hamtramck High School senior with a passion for creatively engaging with her community as an advocate for development and change. In her free time, Shubhamita collaborates with the Drama Society, along with mentoring the incoming freshman class through Link Crew. Shubhamita also participated in National History Day districts, placing as a state finalist, demonstrating exceptional skill for research, and continues to exercise creative research and leadership skills as a marketing manager within a class committee leading group advertising campaigns. Shubhamita also participated as a fellow at the University of Michigan Dearborn's Environmental Health and Research to Action, or EHRA, program, developing and leading a water monitoring action plan with a diverse and ambitious team. We also have our other author, MST Begum, who is another high school senior with a passion for community change as well. MST holds leadership positions with the Medical Explorers Club, the National Honor Society, the Girls Safety Alliance, the Social Justice Club, and the Leaders of Environmental Awareness and Preservation Club, along with holding an internship with the Piast Institute as a media engagement specialist. MST also works with Eastern Michigan University with a breast and cervical cancer internship, improving Bangladeshi low-income women's access to breast and cervical cancer screenings. On top of this, in previous summers, MST has worked as a Green Living Science student recycling ambassador, along with Eastern Michigan University's Center for Health Disparities, Innovations, and Studies within their Youth Summer Institute program. So, needless to say, both authors are intensely passionate about improving their community, and their introduction should really speak to the lengths that they are willing to go to see positive community change. And if their introductions weren't impressive enough, they are now authors of a published book on top of all the other work that they've taken on as well. So without further wait, I'd like to give the authors of Sunkissed an opportunity to speak on the book. So without revealing too much of the story, what is your book Sunkissed about?
So the book Sunkissed is about a lively Muslim woman named Ishrat, and on her excitement of playing outside, she neglects to wear sunscreen, which leads her to discovering how sunscreen can really help her against harmful UV rays, and ultimately teaching also her mom about it, because often our parents don't teach us to wear sunscreen.
And how did the idea for the book first come to you?
So I always loved to write. Either it was through assignments or just like on my own time. And also coming from Bangladesh to America, I realized how my skin was being affected by the sun. Especially here, I saw that my skin was often burning, and I didn't really know why. And I ended up just asking my doctor about it, and then also doing research on my own, and learned that no matter how much melanin you have in your skin, you still have to wear sunscreen. And I realized that people around me, also with the darker complexion, thought that they didn't need to wear sunscreen because it wasn't really taught in our culture. So it inspired me to write about this topic, especially because it's not very known and it's not very talked about. And I always knew I wanted to talk about this topic, but I didn't know how to address it. So I wanted to start it off with like children's book, because that is what's going to be leading the next generation. So if we teach young children, then those young children will have kids of their own, and they can teach them, and it'll eventually hopefully get the lesson brought up.
And if you're comfortable sharing, do either of you personally know people with darker skin pigments who have had issues with skin cancers in the past?
So this is something both MST and I have encountered a lot. Like besides them just saying that we don't need sunscreen because we have like darker skin anyway, so they don't need it. Besides that, we have like seen them like experience like skin issues, but nobody really thinks it could be the sunlight or the UV rays exposure. So yeah, we are aware of them having these issues and also of this myth that they don't need it. So we really wanted to talk about it.
And was that the main motivator for writing this book?
Yes, that was our main motivation. So MST did the research, and I also did it in the meantime, and we saw that this is something very overlooked, and we thought that writing a book is a sustainable and everlasting impact for any community, so we thought to do it.
And how were you able to take the book from its online format to a published physical copy?
So once we had the manuscript for the book, we asked around seeing if anybody knew how to publish a book, and unfortunately we didn't make it so far just by asking around. So we ended up doing research of our own and eventually finding a manufacturer that can help make copies of the book and then eventually sell it on Amazon.
How long did that process take?
I had this idea since I was a freshman, so and now I'm a senior, so I would say 4 years.
Wow.
And yeah, it was just something that we really were excited to do, but it just really does take a long time as we are students, and then also we have family responsibilities. So it was mostly during our summers that we spent on this book.
And who is the target audience for the book?
So the age group for this book is kids ages 6 to 9. But we think it's also important for like parents to also have a copy of this book. That way they can teach their young children about it, because it is something that we really want to start bringing up the conversation about.
And if I wanted a copy of Sunkissed, where would I be able to purchase it?
So we do have copies here, so if you want to purchase, it's available here, but it's actually only available on Amazon, so you can type up like Sunkissed by MST, Begum and Shuvamita Day, and it should pop up and you can purchase it.
Is it also available at the Hamtramck Public Library?
Oh yes, it's also available at the Public Library.
Okay, and do you have any future goals when it comes to maybe writing or publishing?
We do have like this is just an experiment. We thought to like since we both write and also draw, so this was like a perfect project to do over the summers. But overall, we just want this book to be successful, so this is our focus right now.
Okay, and is there anything else that you'd like to share about Sunkissed?
Even if you don't purchase a copy of it, we would like to just get the conversation started, and if you can just spread the message about wearing sunscreen and just protecting yourself against harmful UV rays, so that the next generation can also know about this.
Okay, if anybody else has any questions, we're opening the floor. If anybody is curious to know more about Sunkissed. And if not, that is also okay. I just really want to congratulate the both of you on this accomplishment, and thank you both for the work that you're doing to support health and wellness in this community and beyond Hamtramck as well. And again, if anybody has any questions, we'll obviously stick around, mingle a little bit. Please enjoy. We have chips over here as well. We have waters, so any refreshments, please feel free to have some. And obviously consider supporting the amazing work of these Hamtramck High School seniors. And consider maybe purchasing a copy. If not, again, sharing the message about sunscreen and its importance as well.
So MST, so how are you doing this at school? How are you getting the word out? How do you talk to your peers about this subject?
Like I said, I started the Medical Explorers Club, so I have been just telling people and doing meetings, and then also I'm really big on skincare and things like that, so I just often get the conversation going among my peers, and I ask them like, oh, did you know this about sunscreen? And that's how we got the idea for the book, just by asking around.
And your teachers support you? Have they supported you through this, helped you edit or any of that kind of thing?
Yeah, so two of my teachers are actually featured in the back of the book. These were my English teachers, so there's Miss Rachel Tibai and then Miss Amy Vila. and they both helped revise the book. And I sent them a draft, and they were able to finalize things, and then eventually it was ready for publishing.
Great. And then your parents, like your family, your siblings, your parents, how did they support you through this process?
When I first told them, they didn't really believe that I was going to do it, but when I showed them the final copy, they were very excited.
And you?
Same here, like my parents didn't think this would be an official publishment. They just thought like out of like interest. But when this was published, they were like really amazed. And while we were working on it, we both were also encouraging each other a lot. So that kept us going, and we.
Well, it is an amazing accomplishment. Not a lot of students do that, so it is amazing, and you should be, really proud of the work. Are you planning like other activities where you kind of branch out, maybe talk to some dermatologists from like Henry Ford? I know we've talked about that, maybe being featured in maybe one of their conferences. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that would be a very nice next step, especially just reaching out to like clinics and like dermatologists. It would be really nice to have like pamphlets at the clinics and things like that. We are very much open for that.
So, like, from this book, have you thought about creating a pamphlet, like with the same artwork, but just kind of condense the information, and of course referencing the book, but something, because that's a large investment for you two to just be passing out at doctor's office, that's a lot of money. But if you went with like a pamphlet that, you can print and is much less expensive, but still informs people. I see one of the restrictions is that people might not come to the library, people might not buy the book for financial reasons, whatever, not know how to access it. But if you can get your pamphlets out, your information, even the stuff that we do at the Institute when we're making packages and, for different events and that kind of thing, that'd be great to be able to get out to fundraisers, community events, because I don't think you've reached, this is great that all these people are here, but I don't think you've really maximized your how outreach, how far you can go to reach people. So we would continue to assist the Institute in even like this smaller version.
I was gonna say, these impressive ladies are already one step ahead of you, because we do have a smaller version here. Just if anybody wants to take one, share as well, you are free to.
Yeah, and really get that out and make your list of. We have a really good contact for you at Henry Ford, a person that's on our coalition that I think she just hasn't been coming to some meetings, but when I talked to her about it, she was excited. So I think that might be a really good contact for you to, at least through her, find out, is there a list, that kind of thing. And maybe just start off by mailing, 20 pamphlets and just a nice little letter saying, could you please put this in your office? And then if you want additional, and then you have that contact and you start that discussion.
Yeah,
So you guys have done an amazing, amazing job. But I think no one has questions, because this is definitely worth this discussion. And I think some people came late, so, questions? Don't be shy.
I do have one other question, since you were talking about talking to your fellow students and just kind of gauging their level of knowledge about sunscreen. When you were asking those kinds of questions, what did you feel like the response was on average among your age range?
I think it was always like no, that they didn't need to wear sunscreen.
Yeah. Like even if we did tell them that, hey, this has been proven by science that we need sunscreen, like you can leave out any other skincare products, but you can't leave out sunscreen.
Yeah.
So, but they still don't care. They're like, whatever, it's just a day, it's for a day. But this
Yeah.
keeps going on and becomes like a lasting thing.
Yeah. I think that's testament to how important this book is and this work is, because clearly it's an issue that not many people have an understanding of yet.
Do you think, like, maybe some of the thinking is that it's a beauty product, it's a makeup, that maybe I shouldn't be doing this, especially as a female, and that might be part of it too, like to reduce that stigma and say, this is not a beauty product per se. In some ways it is, because you're not going to get wrinkles and you're not going to get leather for skin when you get to be a certain age. So in a way it is. But I think, you know, explaining that this would be like any therapeutic kind of prevention kind of thing. And I also think that as women, you need to push the idea to the males that this is not a female issue. This is not, because when we start wearing sunscreen back in the day, that was a woman's product. That was a beauty product. That was makeup or whatever. And I think it took years. Men didn't wear sunscreen because, you know, they were men and they didn't need it. And then when they, you know, when the discussion started to happen, like everyone needs to wear sunscreen, I think it changed the dynamic a little bit, where now you go to the beach, men, women, children, grandmas, it doesn't matter. You see people applying sunscreen and it's quite acceptable, and no one says, you know. And for people that I know that were sun worshipers, or they went to the tanning booth and there was no talking to them. We had an employee at the Institute where you could not tell her she was as white as I was, and but she was brown because she tanned so much. And now she has leather skin. I mean, now she does have issues to try to rejuvenate the skin, get that collagen back in, and so there are issues. But I think it's a male thing to get the males to not see it as a female beauty product.
Yeah, definitely, because many men don't do skincare, and they might think that sunscreen is part of skincare.
Correct. Yeah. And so this journey's not over for you guys. You have so many other steps, so many other ways that you can go, so many approaches. So this isn't one and done and like nobody wants to hear about this anymore. I just think that your mission has to be not only the book, but to get that message out over and over, and you're leaders in that, because nobody's done this. You've said that. This hasn't been done. It has. Amazon would have never printed this if there were 6 other books about it, and they jumped on it. So, did you have to indicate how old you were when you approached Amazon?
We did it through my sister, who is over 18.
No, I wasn't going that direction. I was going in the amazement that Amazon would contact you and say, wow, like, guys are doing, I mean, did they know how young you were?
No.
That's, because that's the amazement here, is the thoughtfulness and how you care about other people, not just yourself. That's amazing. I don't think that can be said enough.
Oh, just like Jenny was saying with the suntan lotion, when we were younger, there's no such thing as factor 15, 10, 25. It was just lotion so you could get nice and dark.
So you could get dark. It was
We used to use
suntan
baby oil
lotion.
and iodine.
We used to take baby oil, a bottle of baby oil, clear, and put
With iodine.
iodine,
I know.
the orange, put the iodine in, shake it up so that it painted our skin.
Yeah,
So,
yep, there
you know, so this industry has come a long way, And when people say, well, maybe it was financial, they didn't want to put this product out there because they were going to lose money on the sunscreen. They're making far more money on sunscreen than they did on suntan lotion. They just didn't realize it at the beginning. Now it's a whole industry because so many people have just, walked into it.
And not only your skin can get burnt, but your lips can get burnt too.
Oh yeah. Because you're supposed to actually wear sunscreen on your lips. There's some lip balms that have sunscreen within them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've really come a long way. And I know people now, like, I haven't seen them in a while, and they stop tanning in the tanning booths, and you go, you look different, because they actually, their skin tone changed because they're not coloring themselves anymore.
I think you can utilize your new prowess as statisticians to further do some research, collect some data, present it to your AP stats students. By the end of the year, you're going to be statistically competent.
That's right.
And as you associate with the dermatologist, they're going to educate, they're going to teach you and inform you of different stories and information, the latest data. So you're just going to get vet practice.
Nobody has any other comments or questions? I would really love a little round of applause.
Yeah.
We just cannot overstate enough how impressive this is, especially to be balancing all of the different things that you're doing, internships, clubs, different jobs. Obviously, being in school is potentially a job in and of itself at this time with all the AP classes that I know you're both in. So it's just incredibly impressive that you've taken the time and the space, especially during your summer, the one break that you get, to do something that's very committed to bettering your community. So thank you so much for everything that you have done, everything that you continue to do. And again, for anybody that's interested in supporting Sunkissed, you can purchase it either here today or on Amazon, or there will be copies available at the Hamtramck Public Library as well. Thank you both, everybody. Thank you. Okay. And we have chips, don't forget. And water. And feel free to stay. I was going to say,
Please, thank you very much.
for myself.
I always like to send your book.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How are you?
I wasn't gonna miss it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you.
We see your post about
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I think
I would prefer.
Thank you for coming.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you for all
Rob and I might need petty cash. I should have brought 10. I didn't think about it.
How do you purchase the liquor? Oh, can I do
So-
it with a credit card?
I don't know if we're doing credit cards, but we do have petty cash if you have cash.
Okay.
Thank you. $10.
So,
I have a copy, but I want to buy
is that Linda's 20?
That's mine.
Oh, that's yours.
Okay. So.
And I get to say congratulations in person.
Thanks. How are you? Good. I'm excited to talk to you once you. Yeah. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on, so. Yeah.
So your definition says that.
I know.
So that's your definition of exciting.
No, because I work in.
I know, no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I have a 10. She can write our education.
And here's my purchase my book.
So that's what I'm excited
She's gonna be busy.
I know.
I would love
You know, I did write you because in Listen To, I wanted to incorporate like some of the things that you do and now that you're on board, that we can do, we already have in place.
Okay.
And at the Institute, because, you know, we have these youth coalitions and groups and they're already there. And we used to do our, a few years back.
Okay.
And you send them a copy of
We do have penny brushes while they're $10.
They just loved it, and they loved it so much, and somehow we kind of got away from it.
Okay.
So I certainly
Yeah,
would
we
like
can
to.
definitely talk because we're actually programming a lot more
guys playing tennis.
That's fun.
They're
through
outside.
Access. We're in
Okay, you
Topeka,
talk to their coach.
Frontier International, Virginia.
You know their coach?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Maybe one more.
So we don't do the,
Yeah, so we're in the after school
Is it
environment,
the
so
young
we're
guy?
like.
Yeah,
and we are too,
But
and we
I
do a
would
lot
read
of,
up on that. Do
during
you
the
guys
day,
do
we don't do the charter schools,
Right.
so we're
with all, the whole
strictly
school goes out and
in
does
the
field
public,
day,
you know, yeah.
sports
And so it's really nice, it's hard to get kids interested, and we've got kids for you. So it would just be a nice collaboration, and we can incorporate the mental health issue
Awesome.
and the prevention,
comes in
you know.
Perfect, yeah, well,
It'd
done.
be great, it'd be great.
Do you have my work?
No, I don't. I'd like to put, do you have my card? Okay. I would like to put you on our list, so you know what we're doing without having, because you work during the day and our meetings are at 11 o'clock. So this is someone just,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, and then if there's any that I can make it to,
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you might be
yeah,
off.
I'm a director now, so my workload's a lot different than when I
Okay,
was
sure.
doing all.
Yeah. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I feel in the No, don't be sad.
I've been meaning to ask you if you
Mine
can have
had-
like a virtual live here.
Take care. Did
But I
you-
will bring it.
I donated it. I took.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
I told the coaches.
Okay.
Do they even encourage that?
It would have actually been.
They're outside.
Soccer, football.
Oh wait, Robin, I have that. I realized. Okay, never mind.
So they know him real well.
Because I gave her 20.
But we got four
Maybe 2 cards.
Okay. Take it off, right? So pass it on to their family.
Take some
Yeah. You know, oh my God, I wonder how many coaches think of that in general.
So they're $10. So if I would, we're trying to make some change too if needed. Okay, perfect. Then you'll hop right up in line, grab a book for the girls here, and they'll sign for you.
We're good.
And then I'm going to take a 10 if I can. I'm going to give her a 20. Because if Laura's going to get a copy as well. I gave you a 20. I'm covering Laura. There we go. And then we'll give that. Perfect. Brains.
What are you looking for?
Brains and.
A 10.
Oh,
Don't worry, don't worry.
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
Thank
you for
Thank you for coming.
So you can get your copy.
So it's the.
Thank you,
okay.
Linda.
Sure. I have
I
some.
have two little girls next door and next door.
Oh, that's
That's perfect.
I know, right?
Thank you.
Can I come?
Yeah,
Of course.
So we don't have to make change. And so, right here.
Yes.
So great job.
Thank you.
So what inspired this? I'm making a sign where we
So I think we always thought there was a stigma around wearing sunscreen, especially from our culture, because we are Bangladeshi. And like even like my friends that were paler, like their moms would tell them like, oh, wear sunscreen before you head out. But my parents didn't even know what sunscreen was.
Okay. All right.
So then we started like asking around, like, oh, do you wear sunscreen? And then like our friends would even say no, like there's no need. We have darker skin, so like the sun can't affect
No, I
us.
thought I had like a change for 20.
So we realized that there was a stigma, and then like during our classes we would like talk about it. And we really love art because we took like AP art together.
know what to do.
Yeah, but
How keep the car running.
So then,
I teach it.
oh, you teach it
I used to teach it a long time ago.
Yeah, so then we just like collaborated together. Like, why not write a children's
And so
book?
you,
Pass it on.
so who drew?
This was nice.
You drew, and then you wrote.
That's very exciting. Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
This
Thank you. Good. How are you?